Hello, everybody, and welcome to Optimism Fractal. We're here for our 69th event, I believe. I'm here with Eric, Will, Sebastian, Time, and Brian joining us as well, I think for the first time. So thanks all for being here. Hope that you all have a great time. Will's having a great time already. Good to see you all. And yeah, I'm going to share a little presentation to kick us off and introduce Optimism Fractal for anybody who's watching and who's new. And then we're going to start playing the respect game that we all have to play here. So if anyone would like to say hello, then feel free. Also, special welcome to Brian too. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so if anyone wants to say hello, then feel free. And I'm going to go ahead and share that presentation now.
Roll that beautiful Optimism Fractal footage.
All right, will do. Thank you, Will. So we are here as we meet every other week at 17 UTC, pioneering collaborative governance on Ethereum and the superchain. We're going to be playing the respect game with talented builders, scaling the peaks of decentralization across the superchain and beyond. So encourage you to like and spread the tweets from Optimistics, the original founders of Optimism Fractal, and check out the threads for more details. We recently released the video from the last event, the 68th event, and there's all sorts of great contributions and overviews and invitations you can see in that thread. Building on Ethereum, Optimism Fractal is a community dedicated to fostering collaboration, awarding public goods creators, and optimizing governance on the superchain. If you're not familiar, you can explore optimismfractal.com. And on that website, you can find links to our events, our biweekly events, where you can network, make friends, and collaborate with talented builders in Superchain, as well as play the respect game. So each one of our events is focused around an innovative on-chain social game called the respect game, where we pioneer a new form of community coordination. So basically, the way it works is that each participant shares what they've recently done to help Optimism, to help the Superchain. Then they work to rank each other's contributions, and we earn respect if we can reach consensus. So respect is a soulbound token that provides growing benefits as our reputation expands. If we have a lot of people, then we'll go into multiple breakout groups, and with 6 people, we'll stay in one breakout group. It's a wonderful game we've been playing for the past 2 years here at Optimism Fractal, and we record a video of each event as well, or sometimes multiple videos if there's multiple breakout rooms. So everyone's welcome to both watch these videos for the educational and entertainment purposes, as well as play a role in the video, step on the stage and share what you've been doing to contribute to the various networks of the superchain. And you're also welcome to try our tools too, and also perhaps maybe implement your tools in your community too if you're interested. So we have apps for playing the respect game and for making decisions on chain with respect, as well as protocols for improving governance and decision making with respect and fractal governance. Check out the Optimistics Toolkit to learn more. We're pioneering each event. And of course, you can learn all about these at optimismfractal.com. Optimism Fractal is a wonderful place to grow your on-chain career. And that's whether you're new to optimism and the Web3 space, or whether you've been in the industry for a long time and leading a community organization. Lots of ways we can help you understand how to improve your impact and make connections that will help you achieve your goals. So you can learn more about how you can grow your reputation, how respect works on the site, as well as the feedback and benefits overview. And you can check out places we're building in public, like open source repositories and the Notion site, and also explore ways on the website where you can earn funding, such as retro funding and other kinds of funding opportunities on the superchain, all on the website as well. And Optimism Fractal is pioneering the future of governance. I briefly mentioned fractal governance, fractal democracy. So myself and a team, or a community, an ecosystem of builders, have been pioneering these fractal democratic processes for the past 4 or 5 years now. And you can explore more about our history and exactly how you can get involved with the Sages Council or the Core Intents or our ORDAO applications and our other kinds of on-chain applications as well, to help lead the Optimism Fractal community, as well as lead the superchain too. All of these resources are here on the screen, and Optimism Fractal is founded and presented by Optimistics and also supported by Eden Fractal, and we're building the superchain together. Superchain is an interconnected network of blockchain scaling Ethereum on the open source code base, the OP stack. It includes OP mainnet, Base, Worldsonium, Inc., Unichain, Zora, Mode, Redstone, and many others joining the ecosystem. Learn more at optimism.io and learn more about Ethereum at ethereum.org. The best way to get involved with Optimism Fractal is to join our biweekly events. We hope to see you there. Feel free to invite friends. You can also check out the Optimism Governance Forum as well to see our seasonal posts as well, because we're currently in our 6th season. And so we have these posts, these threads rather, that show our highlights and things that we've been building. And then you can scroll through and find all the different events that we've been hosting over the past months and so forth. We're actually just about approaching our 2-year anniversary and our 7th season. You can watch all our videos at optimismfractal.com/videos as well, where you can find show notes from each episode as well. to see what everybody's building in the community and different kinds of summaries, and subscribe to the Eden Creators YouTube channel to see both Optimism Fractal videos as well as Optimism Town Hall, which we sometimes host, Eden Fractal, and so forth. Lots of cool stuff on that channel. And lou.mosh/optimistics is where you can register for the events. Once again, encourage you to do so, and we'd love to see you there. I mentioned briefly that we're going into a 2-year anniversary, so I'm going to share a little bit of community news. So I was thinking of putting out some sort of proposal for a celebration on the 29th. Optimism Fractal officially started on October 20th of optimism of 2023. So you can check out the first video back here. But just want to put that out there because maybe that's something we can plan and people can get ready for. And lots of exciting things we've done over the past 2 years. And so it's about a month away, that celebration, but just wanted to put that out there so people can see it now. And I'll follow up with a proposal soon. And maybe we'll organize an Optimism Town Hall for it as a special kind of thing to celebrate. For the past month or so, we didn't have council active. The Optimism Fractal Council, as I mentioned, it's a place where you can get involved with governing the community. But there is now a proposal. I think we just forgotten to do so, but I put up a post in the Discord and just want to let everybody know that there is now a council and people can now vote or register to participate in the council if you'd like to help lead the community. And of course, we also have the ORDAO app where you can execute on-chain decisions as well. And then also want to just remind people that Eden Fractal is occurring every other Thursday with Optimism Fractal, or alternating with Optimism Fractal, as well as Eden Town Hall. And if you want to get more involved with the Fractal ecosystem, then there's great opportunities to do so, both by joining these events and participating as a delegate in the new Eden Plus Fractal process, which is kind of like the Optimism Fractal Council, but a new kind of legislative process. Anyway, that's the community news. Thanks all for listening. And once again, thanks for being here. If you want to join any of these upcoming events, check out Lou.Mosh's Optimistics. And now we're going to play their specking. I think we might have 7 people now, so I think we'll go into 2 breakout groups actually. And then for anybody who's not familiar,
I'm gonna be in and out today, so why don't you just do 6 and skip me if that's cool?
that's cool with me. Is all you share?
Yeah, and then I'll just offer out to everyone that is here. We're doing the Zao Fractal, and we have the same ORDAO tech. So if all of you guys want to participate and get some Zao respect as well, I can shoot over, or Dan can just change the first 3 letters to Zao instead of or I don't know how the ORDAO one is set up, but welcome there and some Zao as well. I'm excited to hear what everyone's working on.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Saul. Well, we appreciate you being here and also appreciate you uh, being interested and hoping to both use the ORDAO software and give out respect from Zao Fractal. If anybody's not familiar with Zao Fractal, check out thezao.com and you can check out the Zao token up there. Zao's a Z-Talent artist organization empowering independent creators across Web3. And he's talking about the ORDAO software as well, which you can check out optimistics.io/ORDAO, which is the software that I briefly showed that we're using here. So thanks a lot, Zal. And so, yeah, I think we'll just stay in one breakout group then, and maybe Zal can listen in. And then we're going to play the respect game. So basically, for anybody who's not familiar, the way it works is that we're each going to take our turns, speak for maybe 4 minutes each or so, and we're going to feel free to introduce yourself if you're new, or if some people don't know you in the community, and then also after sharing who you are, then share what you've done over maybe the past couple of weeks to contribute to the super chain, whether it's building an app or maybe just learning and just exploring, maybe inviting a friend or telling a friend about it, maybe writing an article, whatever it may be. Share whatever you have contributed recently. And then after everybody goes, then we'll work to rank each other's contributions from most impactful, the second most impactful, third most impactful, and so forth. And then if we can reach 2/3 consensus by the end of the meeting, at the end of the hour, then everyone will receive respect, and people who receive the higher rankings will receive more respect. You can see more details at optimistics.io/respect game. That's optimistic spelt with a Y. So, yeah, I think we're ready to get started. If anybody has any questions, then feel free to ask, and also feel free to share your screen as well, and feel free to share any links in the chat or in the Optimism Fractal Discord as well to help people understand your work and help raise awareness. We love help uh, to help raise awareness and bring attention to what you're doing here on the superchain. All right, thanks all for being here once again, and hope you all enjoy. I see there's some messages in the chat. I see Time wrote, "We a game of numbers 101." I don't know exactly what that means. Feel free to explain that time if you like. And also, Bryan, I believe that I saw that you were joining for the first time and you were referred by Zaal. So if you want to say hello, then feel free to do so before we get started with the respect game.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, nice to meet you. Yeah, Zal was kind enough to essentially give me the push to come here, so I'm very happy to check things out. Generally, I'm a builder in the Web3 space. I'm working on like a few different projects. One is like just an experimental kind of tokenomics launchpad for just basically kind of exotic tokens. And then another is like basically a DAO for like new AI powered like e-learning mini apps. So and with token incentives and the like. So yeah, that's who I am. Generally just full stack dev, kind of working solo on a few things, and great to meet everybody.
All right, great to meet you too, Brian, and a warm welcome to you. Thanks so much for introducing yourself and sharing what you're working on. I'm really interested to learn more about it. And also thank you, Zaal, for inviting Brian and encouraging him to join. So yeah, really appreciate having you here. I suppose if you wanted to share a more detailed introduction, speaking about any more of those things now. So usually, as I said, with respect, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the format, but usually we each speak for up to 4 minutes, sometimes up to five, but we have extra time. And during that time, you can go more into detail during your work. So if you want to go first, Brian, and just share more details, you can. Or if we want, then maybe somebody else can go first and we can come back to Brian and Brian can share more details about it afterwards. Do you have any thoughts, Brian, or does anybody have any burning desire to go?
Um, I'll go a little bit later. I'll pull up a demo of the site that I'm working on now.
That would be excellent. All right. Thank you, Brian.
Yep. I mean, I can potentially go first because I don't have anything to bring to the table as of now. I'm just getting started. I just read the Fractally white paper again, and yeah, trying to get into the sphere of thought, and so I'm just joining, but I haven't done any work. So yeah, so I'm basically just here to have the experience and hopefully have something to contribute next time. Yeah.
All right. Well, sounds good, Sebastian. Thanks for coming to get the experience, and also really appreciate your interest in contributing going forward. And yeah, I'd say also that that you were reading the Fractally white paper, that's a contribution in itself too, because I think that's a really useful text, a really important text that more people should know about, and that's also a big inspiration for Optimism Fractal and fractals across the superchain. So yeah, I think that's awesome, and I appreciate your contributions and your interest in participating in Eden Fractal as well. If there's anything else you'd like to share about maybe ways that you want to contribute or thinking about contributing or things you learned while reading the white paper or anything else, then feel free. Or if you want to introduce yourself more generally, I know this is, I think, the second time you've joined
Yeah,
Optimism Fractal. So,
yeah, I mean, community building is something that I've done for a long time. I started it out in 2018 when EOS started. And I was working for EOS support and I was also part of the Genesis Eden group. Yeah, so I have a lot of background, but I kind of quit in August 2023, and now I'm trying to get back into the game, so to say. Yeah.
all right. Well, sounds good. Thanks for the additional context and introduction. And yeah, it's been a pleasure knowing you. And I know we've collaborated for, I don't know, several years now. So I'm glad to hear you getting back in the game and looking forward to collaborating with you more on fractals going forward.
Yeah, that's a
It,
fascinating topic, definitely.
yep, I agree. All right. I think you still had a minute or two left if you want to share anything else, or if you want to go pass it on to somebody else now, whenever you're ready, you can pass it on and choose somebody to go next.
I would pass it on for now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to pick somebody?
Um, I'm not sure. Maybe Eric. Eric sounds familiar to me.
Sure. So anybody who's new knows my mission in life is to make what we're doing really easy and usable by regular, everyday companies, organizations, and starting with the nonprofit. So something that's new this week that wasn't last week is I'm now the director of the Aquillius Institute. And so I'm busy defining what that is. The Aquillius Institute will be used as a vehicle to integrate this stuff and then sell other similar organizations because it's like we're doing this. How about you doing that? But what the Aquilus ecosystem does is accelerate innovation in tech, life science, and med tech by removing bottlenecks that keep good ideas from becoming real world solutions. The Institute's job is to remove those bottlenecks using knowledge, education, experts, and community to bridge the gaps that government, industry, and academia can't do alone. But to do that, I've got to finish my doctorate degree. So next week is San Diego Startup Week. So we will be inviting Startup Week participants, and that's thousands of people to participate in my research. And then we will be following up after Startup Week to invite them again. The Institute, since I'm the director, has decided that we are going to participate in this study. Currently, I have about 50 something volunteers, and I haven't done much with them because I've been afraid to pollute the climate with my research because you can't have them influenced by other factors. So I have permission from the board to run ahead and use the Aquilus Institute volunteers. I also have two verbal go-aheads from two other organizations to participate in my study. So hopefully by the end of the year, so I'll wrap up my research to prove this fractal stuff actually works with data behind it. Um, and I published on the general fractal guide ways to participate because now I have to test all my forms and methods and training. So maybe a week after next, I would propose an hour before that. Anybody that wants to try participating in the training, do right now. There's just an informed consent form. I'll put it in the chat again that people can sign. It just says here's what you're getting into, and you're not obligated to anything. That's basically all it does. If so, then I'll give people, let you go through that want to play the training, the volunteer motivation form, and make sure you have an account on the consensus app and make sure all that works for everybody. But looking at it from the perspective of non-tech people, not good, smart tech people like you are, but the opposite, people who don't know anything. So I'm looking for anything to make that streamline good. So uh, yeah, it's been a busy week.
All right. Well, thanks, Eric, for sharing all your progress with us. And yeah, congrats on the new position and all the and I suppose all the new initiatives that you have going on too. I'd love to see the progress going. Also, if you feel like sharing the link, I know you shared in the Eden Fractal chat. You're welcome to share it in the Zoom chat or the Discord too. Looking
And,
forward to the program.
and right now, all I have for the Institute is a board and approved 501c3, a 501c3 approval, a course, a nonprofit course I'm signed up for this month to connect with more nonprofit movers and shakers in the field. And now I need to get put enough money in there to have some kind of operating budget and do stuff. So tricky.
Okay, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out. I'm sure you'll get through all those tricks and things to figure out. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with you on that too. Looking forward to helping out however I can with the program. And yeah, like I said, if you feel like sharing any links, then feel free. Also, I think you had another minute or so to speak if you wanted to add anything else. And whenever you're ready, you can pick somebody to go next to.
Um, that's basically it. It's just becoming very real, which is what I've been working for a long time. So with that, we'll turn it over to Will.
Can you hear us, Will? I see Will's unmuted and he just shared some links in the chat, but we don't hear you, Will, right now. And maybe I know Will's he's trying some new things with Zoom, so maybe he's having a difficult time getting the microphone to work right now. He was here with us before. Um, Also, maybe one thing I mentioned too that I've had to mention. So Will just shared some links in the chat for his contributions, but we'll wait for him to get back, obviously, to share that out loud. But for anybody who wants to get previous stuff that he's working on, you can see there. And then also, Zaal referring to the Fractally white paper. He said that he didn't realize there was one, and he wants to read it. And there's so much awesome documentation of fractals. I agree. And Zaal, and just in case you didn't see it, I shared that link to the Fractally white paper in the Zoom chat, so you can check that out there.
Well, since everybody's here, let's just go with Z while Will's working on his thing, unless it was ready.
Well, I think that Zaal said that he would be in and out today, so I'm not sure if Zaal's there actually right now. So maybe the next person that would be best to go to is Timed, unless Bryan is ready with his presentation.
I'm good. Yeah, I could chat. So I'll share my screen.
Sounds good.
Share the entire screen. Why not? Zoom is requesting to bypass. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. So basically, the idea for this project, it's essentially just, I started looking at the cycles of meme coins and how, usually they've got a short period where they run up and then maybe they last for a couple months and then they crash. And so I started thinking, well, we're littering like all of our chains with all of these dead tokens. And I started thinking, well, if they're already dead, then I can actually broaden my philosophy on what these tokens can do and how long they should live. So this got me thinking about like a set of like ephemeral tokens that might live only by their mechanics for only a couple months. And so this allows me, if I have that and everybody that's totally transparent going into a token experiment, then we can play around with the mechanics and not worry so much about sustainability. So a good example of this is one of the like projects I'm working on is essentially really simple. It's a community rug pull. So what does this mean? Obviously, if a token gets rugged, that's the end of the game, right? But a basic idea, right? We've had yield farms in the past, but instead of paying out more of the principal token, give people the LP token, right? So people, like if you think of this as a game theory experiment, people go out, buy the token, they want to stake it, right? They do so to earn the LP token, and it's then like essentially a game where we have a whole bunch of participants with guns pointed at each other's heads. They all want the token to continue to go up, but they're all gathering the ability to rug the pool. So this is a type of experiment that you would never expect to live forever, right? This thing will die when the rug is pulled, but it's kind of an interesting scenario to place token holders in, right? It's just like a fun little mini experiment. And the one that I've been working on most recently is a token with radioactive decay. So what this means is, you're going to get a balance. So that's my radioactive cache here. I'll click in. It's a token we're going to be launching on Base. And so the idea is that the balance that you buy, that's going to decay over time, but everybody's does at the same rate, including the liquidity pool, right? They're not protected. But there's an interesting mechanic where so in real life, if you have a radioactive token, if you have a radioactive element and you speed it up, if it goes close to the speed of light, it undergoes time dilation, right? This is a relativistic effect that slows time for the radioactive element. What this means is it increases its half-life, and the amount of element the amount of your sample will decay at a slower rate. So the game here is essentially you buy tokens, you can accelerate them, and then by doing so, you change the rate of decay. And so that kind of pits you against the other players in the game. But let me see what we do here. So like we can come here, we can buy some amount of tokens, 2 ETH worth of tokens. It's a lot, but whatever. Swap it through. confirm. Of course. Let's go for a small amount. Actually, I already have some. So let me go. I'll just accelerate a few more. Here we have a chart with the base rate of decay in purple, and then this teal rate of decay for your balance. And what it's showing here is that we've already accelerated some tokens, so we're decaying at a slower rate, and then we return to the base rate. Okay, and so we've got that. I'm going to bump up my half-life significantly, accelerate these tokens. And you'll notice we get a significantly different projected balance, right? We get our tokens living a lot longer in comparison to the base decay, and that means the liquidity pool. So here's the game, right? If you can accelerate your tokens and time it correctly, you could withdraw more money from the liquidity pool than you started with. But there's a trick, right? Because when you accelerate, you commit to locking your tokens. So here I've committed to a lockup of in both cases 14 days. The week is 2-week interval here, and I try to keep that small because of we're just trying to make it like considering the half-life of considering the potentiality for this token to pump and then fizzle out, right? This is the game. But so this is just one of, so I'll stop there. This is one of like several mini games essentially that I'm going to be playing around with experimental token mechanics for. And the idea is to create engaging short-term lived tokens that can establish communities. And if they're especially popular, we can rerun them on different chains with different parameters, different half-lives, etc. Will, did you have a question?
I don't, other than, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Gotcha.
All right. So
yeah, the only thing I'd say is, so this one isn't really more of like a community building one. It's just something fun I'm working on. But I'd love to, like, down the line, I've got much more like serious token ideas that that will be a part of this project that I'd love to share down the line. And also maybe in a couple of weeks, the next meeting we have, I'll be able to share more about my like education DAO.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bryan. It's fascinating to see. I really appreciate you sharing the screen for us and providing that demo. Yeah, that's really interesting. I have a bunch of questions. If there's anything else you want to share, I can also maybe save my questions for after Will goes and after everybody else goes, so we make sure we have time. But yeah, if there's anything else you want to share, then feel free. Otherwise, I think probably Will's ready, so you can pass it on to Will whenever you're ready.
Let's go, Will.
All right, thank you. Apologies for the technical difficulties there. I had to switch out my earbuds to other buds. That's why we have backups, right? Okay, so hi everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Will T of Web3. That is my Web3 persona. I am the founder of KF Media. What is KF Media, you ask? KF Media is a community of education enthusiasts. They're building an educational media company to decentralize, democratize, make accessible, and create innovative pathways for people to participate in the Web3 ecosystem through educational teachings, learnings, and value. I do have touch points to other communities within the Superchain ecosystem. So when I talk about them, when I talk about KF Media, just understand we are all foundationally based on-chain and in the Superchain ecosystem. So where do I start? So one, let me start with Unlock Protocol DAO, of which I am a community contributor of. I had the distinct privilege and honor yesterday to do my first live stream community spotlight for that community. And if you don't know about Unlock Protocol DAO, we are on Base. We did migrate earlier this year from Arbitrum to Base. So we have the full DAO on Base. So I did the interview as a community spotlight with snacks.eth from Pizza DAO. If you guys are familiar with Pizza DAO, they're a community that hosts pizza parties around the globe. And it's a really cool community. So that was really cool there. In terms of KF Media, what have we accomplished since the last time we met to support the Superchain ecosystem? We have launched a book through book.io and stuff.io. We're helping them to expand their base footprint on Base. Yeah, the book we published in 4 different formats. You can get it in ebook, you can collect it in audiobook, you can collect it in a video book, which is a standard reading, like words per minute of what like an average reader would read through, but it's in video format. And then we combined the audio file with the video file, and now we have an audio visual book that we published as well. So thanks for Dan highlighting the links. All the links for my presentation are in the chat as well. Additionally, I'm one of my friends who had one of the longest running social audio broadcasts on X for almost 3.5 years, called the Geezers in Crypto. We produced and published a song that was written on their behalf, and we kind of did some light animation, just some motion graphics, not like anything heavy like Disney or anything like that. But we put some motion in the song, we overlaid the lyrics on it, and we created that as a collectible as well. That is also available on stuff.io. I am also a member of the Tree Gens DAO, which is on base also. So yeah, in terms of that, I set up a meeting with Dan and Tadas to see what it would take to integrate the respect game that we play here within that ecosystem, because there are some decision points early on into the development, like informal poll decision points that I feel the respect game would be a benefit to that. So we had that meeting. Also, Dan and group, to give you an update, Prosperity Passport badge for the respect token. I'm waiting on a meeting with Monty Merlin and Luke over at Cello Public Goods. Monty is traveling. He's in Tulum right now. He's actually co-sponsoring or co-hosting an event in Tulum, but hopefully we'll get some traction on that soon. And I am also waiting on a contact to see who we can reach out to about getting the respect badge on the superchain .eco accounts as well. So yeah, I think that's it for me, other than today, if you guys haven't checked our socials, and that's one of the other links in there is from our X, but we're also on Forecaster. We announced the fall season for KFM Talks, and what KFM Talks is, it's TEDx style talks by independent content creators, where we're using throughout the entire program. So from the event management side to the content curation and creation to the deployment of rewards program for all these independent content creators. So they're TEDx inspired talks. We're using 100% Web3 tooling throughout the entire program, proving that yes, we have enough tools in Web3. We don't have a tooling issue, we just have a usability issue. So the more we can get people tapped in and expose our Web3 toolkit to the larger ecosystem, then I feel that we'll see some usage rates on some of these high quality tools that are out there improve. And yeah, I think that's it for my time. So I appreciate it, everyone, and thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Will. I appreciate all the excellent contributions you shared there. I see Time's giving you some claps, and also see Eric had shared a link encouraging everyone to join his research participant onboarding. You can start testing with this form, so check it out. Thanks, Sebastian, for also
I already
throwing
signed up,
too.
Eric, just to let you know. I already signed up while I was waiting my turn again. So
Sounds good. Thanks, Will. I also signed up for that too. I encourage people to check it out. And yeah, if you want to pick somebody to go next, Will, I think Tymed hasn't not gone yet, and I have not gone yet.
okay, I didn't know if Timed had gone while I was trying to get my audio started. So I will pick on Timed.
Yeah, hello. My I go by Time. That's teaching young minds every day. I've been more focused on just IRL needing to actually deal with some things with my my partner that we work with metals with. Actually had a stroke, so I've been in the hospital helping out, doing a lot of things that I can for that in general. While doing that, preparing for uh, LA Tech Week. I got a few different events that I'm helping run, and a few different what's it called? WhatsApp groups that I've been helping to curate with, like, I guess 300 people in there now. I guess it's for LA Tech Week and San Francisco Tech Week. I have like I guess, 8 total events that are happening throughout both San Francisco and LA, getting people, and just involved and just having a few different meetups, onboarding for Lady Day DAO, giving people like information about climate, helping. We're collaborating with Azos.finance for the second year for what's it called, LA Tech Week, and uh, today was having a, call with the Green Pill, learning about the things that they're adding to the space and the Octa 9 or something like that round that they're going through. Um, and just currently just taking it day by day, trying to make sure that I have enough energy for the rest of this month as we're going into I guess winter session right now, and I have still things happening even in at the end of the year for our Basel. So um, yeah, I think the main focus is actually just taking care of yourself, and I say that and myself or anybody, mental health and everything is like really important. I had a text message yesterday from somebody. They were on the edge, and this morning they just said thank you. So it's just it's one thing I think that needs to be uh always uh, uh enlightened on, or whatever, or just brought to light, especially with everything that's happening right now with the in the world in general. I mean, we're on a government break. The flotilla just had like a issue over there. Worldly things that are happening that you can't really don't have no opportunity to actually do stuff except for sometimes use your Twitter fingers in order to show support and provide any kind of added audience to help to create the change that is needed, just like we're doing here, and having like-minded people get together and discuss the opportunities and the things that we're doing to try to push the needle forward and change. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Time. Um, we much appreciate you being here and sharing all your contributions, all things you're working on, as well as I'm wishing you the best with your health and the health of your friends and family, and too. Um, that's very important. I agree. So, yeah, if there's anything else you wanted to share, then feel free. And if not, I can go next.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, definitely go next. Appreciate the opportunity, and thank Dan.
You're welcome, Time. Thank you. And yeah, looking forward to collaborating going forward as you're able to spend more time on doing on-chain stuff as well. And appreciate you making time to do it amongst everything else you got going on as well. I'm going to share a link to the Fractalgram app. This is the web app that Abraham has built, where we can reach consensus. So I'll request that everybody please joins there while I share a presentation, perhaps. We only have 12 minutes remaining at the top of the hour, so if any of you guys are hard stop, then please let us know. But otherwise, we might just go a bit over time, or otherwise, we could just, if people do have hard stops, then we can just try to reach consensus quickly, because I'll take about 4 minutes to go, and then we'll have about eight minutes to reach consensus. So you can join, you can click the link in the Zoom chat to open up the web app, and then you should be able to log in there with any existing Web3 wallet, or if you want to make if you want to make a new account with email or social sign in or whatever, then you can do so if you don't already have one. And if you do have an account, just please make sure that you go to profile and choose Optimism Fractal as the organization. I suppose either way, and just make sure you choose Optimism Fractal as the organization. And I've created the group, so I'm there. And then whenever everybody else joins, then we can start ranking each other's contributions. And if anybody has any questions for anybody after I go, then you can feel free to ask them then as well if we have time. I'm going to show what I've done to help optimism over the past 2 weeks since the last Optimism Fractal event. So for anybody who's not familiar with me, I'm Dan Singjoy. You can explore me and my work at dansingjoy.com. I'm founder of Eden Fractal and Optimism Fractal, as well as Optimistics team, the Eden Creators team that support these fractal communities and sometimes host and organize these town halls and so forth. So lots of work going on in the background, but I'll try to give an overview of what I've been doing over the past couple of weeks in terms of like more practical things if my page loads. Oh, I have that page, but I don't think I'll share it right now. So for one thing, I hosted the Eden Fractal event and the Optimism Fractal event. I believe it's actually, this is the video from 2 events ago, but the new event coming out soon. We had a great event with people advancing our mission of implementing fractal decision-making processes at society. Eden Fractal is building on base, so every event that we host, we're bringing people to base and helping to foster these new ways of making decisions, like the respect game and like ORDAO software and so forth. And I also hosted, well, we did an Eden Town Hall kind of impromptu in which we talked with Civil, who's organizing a lot of Web3 events, and we worked on the scheduling to create the biggest impact for Eden Fractal, or help Eden Fractal create the biggest impact and provide the most helpful time and accessibility for people joining various Web3 communities who are interested in public goods and governance and coordination. One of the big initiatives that we've been having going on in Eden Fractal lately is the Eden Plus Fractal process, which is a consensus process that we use for our legislative branch and our tripartite governance structure, where basically we elect delegates on each week who can form councils who can make decisions for the community. So over the past weeks, I've been updating this article at edenfractal.com/plus. And in particular, in this week, I made some pretty substantial edits and additions about what it's like to become a delegate and why you'd want to become a delegate. So some of the stuff was here, but then I added a lot more to it, and especially the parts about delegate responsibilities and expectations, and how to get started as a delegate. And I think there was another section about how to participate as well. So these sections were added, largely inspired by Timothy, Swarthy Hatter, who'd reached out to me and he'd become a delegate and he had some questions about it. So I had drafted a response to him, and then I also updated that article to make it easier for other people to understand in the future who have similar questions about becoming a delegate. And then I also made some updates just briefly to the Eden Fractal Epoch 2 article and other parts of the Eden Fractal website as I started to introduce Eden Fractal to many of my friends and family who haven't been known what I've been doing for the past few years or haven't known so well. And I started sending them some invitations and so forth. So I made some updates there and also made it more clear that we're building on base in Ethereum now. We're in our second epoch of Eden Fractal. Along with that too, I made a proposal to award Leo, Civil Monkey, with 5 respect to recognize his work, even though he was late. So I put together a proposal on the ORDAO app and then shared a little notification here to let everybody know about it. And then I had to fix my base account in MetaMask because it wasn't working. So that's like a little thing. I registered for Eric's project that he's doing. I'm very excited about it. I read that. Thanks, Eric, for sharing that in the chats and encourage people to check it out. I also, so Will, as he mentioned, had shared that he's been working to implement the respect game into the Tree Gens DAO community. And so I've been following Tree Gens for a while with Jimmy's work and planting trees and doing all sorts of cool stuff here. And so I put together a Telegram group to help facilitate this implementation or this exploration. And then I met with Tadas and Will to take the first steps to implement the respect game and fractal governance into Tree Gens. And so there's that I put out there, just put a nice little welcoming message. I also recreated the council proposal, as I mentioned before. We had kind of just forgotten basically to create a new council poll. It takes us a manual process, and there weren't any proposals for the past month or so. So I made a new council poll for the Optimism Fractal Council so people could register, and so we could reboot our consensus process after the past month where it wasn't live, and then registered and voted to be on the council along with DAS. And then I also was doing some research into retro funding on Optimism over the past week and communicating with the DAOs about ways to fund development for Optimism Fractal and anybody building a super chain. So I read some of the resources about retro funding, and I asked a question about whether there's minimum requirements and started to explore some of the GitHub there. I'm doing the same thing with Base Batches too, because Base Batches Program 2 is now live. So I've been doing some research and contacting some developers who are building on Base and the super chain, who are also building with fractals, who might be interested. And I've been supporting Harvesto Orlando and doing a fractal research project, listening to his interviews and respond to Abraham. He had some questions about whether we're using Fractalgram, which we can use. So with that, I think we can probably get going. So thanks all for listening to my presentation. And it looks like from my screen, you can see this is where we have the app where we can reach consensus, the Fractalgram app. And it looks like we're missing two people, if I'm not mistaken, and one person, the name isn't showing up properly. So I'm curious, maybe somebody didn't put the name in correctly, or maybe the app is bugging out in some way. I'm going to try refreshing now. So we now see Bryan and myself, and I think we're missing Tymed, if I'm not mistaken, and we're missing Sebastian. And I see Sebastian
Right,
raising his hand.
right. You're missing me because I can't connect with my wallet right now. I'm not fast enough. I'm just setting up MetaMask, but I'm not sure if I'm able to vote today.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a new phone, and that's yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, also it says it's not letting time join, and so I'm confused then because there's still one person who was able to join, I guess, but wasn't able to make a name. Maybe it was able to join, but maybe it'd be easier if I use the Telegram app instead. Um, so maybe I'll try setting it up in the meantime in case you guys can't get in. Apologies for the technical issues. One of the things that I was telling Abraham and who's the developer of this app was that we hadn't used it partially because we had a couple technical issues, and I figured we'd give it another try. But yeah, it should be pretty simple to make it, Sebastian, if you even if you don't have a MetaMask account. Um, but you could probably just create an account using email if you haven't had it yet. But I'll also try creating the Telegram group, as I said, too, to make it simpler.
Can I put up my vote later on as well? Or
Yes, you can. Well, would it make it easier if I set up the Telegram app? You have a Telegram account, right? You
yeah,
do, I
for
know.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Telegram work better. I try to use it with my email, and it keeps on like kicking me out. It's not allowed. It like it'll show up, but then it'll show it'll show three names or three maybe four names, and then as soon as it shows the four names, it goes back to the same screen that says what does it say? Oh, just like it goes from like you put join at the group, and it shows all the names, and it goes right back to the page that says organization name, email, Telegram name, optional. So it's just telling me to sign back up again. It doesn't, and it's not allowing me to go and do anything basically.
Okay. Well, it sounds good. Thank you for the detailed feedback time, and I'll go ahead and create the Telegram group here. So we can use this is the Telegram Fractalgram app that Tadas has built, and this should work more easily. So I'll now request that everybody please joins that Telegram group. Once again, apologies for the confusion. I'll also forward that feedback time to Abraham as well and see if he can look into any of those issues that we had and try to resolve them. So now we're waiting for Eric and who are we waiting for? E- Eric and Time to join the Telegram group, please. If anybody had any questions for anybody, then feel free to ask. I think we probably will go a bit over time, but we'll try to be respectful of everybody's time. So let us know if anybody has to go shortly.
Dan, how should I learn more about like the fractal governance and delegation and just your general philosophy? Where should I check? What should I check out?
Thanks for asking, Bryan. So there's a whole lot of different resources that you can check out. And I guess it depends on what you're most interested in. I suppose maybe the best single resources that I could mention is the Optimistics blog, although also checking out the Optimism Fractal website, which I imagine you've probably seen, and I shared the Eden Fractal website. That's edenfractal.com. Both of those places have good introductions as well as Eden Fractal has a blog. Optimistics.io/blog has probably the most comprehensive resources that I've created, along with some other team members. And then, as we mentioned as well, there's the Fractally website too, fractally.com, which is a big inspiration for our work. They came out with a white paper about 3.5 years ago, or maybe 4 years ago now, that
It's fractally dot fractally what dot com?
Just fractally.com. I'll share the links in the chat for you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. And feel free
Awesome.
to reach out to me too if there's any other resources you want to check out. I'm happy to point you in the right way.
Love it. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. Yeah, the Optimistics blog has an article about the respect game and another article about respect tokens and another article about fractal democracy and about the Optimistics toolkit right at the top. There's 4 different articles there. So those are all pretty good places to start as well. All right. I think that I saw that Time joined, if not mistaken. Yeah, trademarks in there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put out the account prompt. So everybody please respond with your Optimism account as a reply to this message. The 52 character public address. And then once we do that, then we'll be able to start ranking contributions. Also, Brian, by the way, did you want to share any of the links? I don't know if you did, but I know there's the Hour Barrows, if I'm not mistaken, was how it's called. If you wanted to, if any of that's live and you want to share, I'd love to check it out. Is it all built on the super chain, by the way? On base or?
It's so okay, so I'll share with you guys the link later, I guess. I'm having trouble with Vercel doing like the domain mapping. But yeah, I'll share when it's up. It's right now I've built it. The only stuff I'm working on is EVM chains right now. Um though I'm going to support Solana as much as I can port it over. But yeah, the plan is like base is going to be essentially my go-to chain. I want to experiment a little bit with Monad when they're off their testnet, and maybe even before they're off their testnet for my testnet deployments, just so that I can get exposure over there too. But yeah, that's the thought process. Yeah, I wish I did have it live for sharing right now, but yeah, I'll probably share later on, or maybe next time around, I'll share the testnet deployment on like base testnet, base Sepolia.
Okay, sounds great. Well, yeah, look forward to seeing it. I would love if you can share it if you're able to join next time, and maybe by that time you can get those Vercel issues fixed up.
Yeah, it should be just like an hour or two, but it's annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yep.
Okay. One thing I'm going to ask Brian is please just one of the quirks of this app is you have to respond to the
My
message
bad.
with your address. No problem at all.
Yeah.
That's also not a response. It needs to be like you see how it's like a quote kind of thing. Same with you, Time. You have to like right click on it if you're on a computer and then hit reply. Or yeah, Brian did it correctly there. And we're waiting for Eric and Sebastian now to mm, please enter your addresses so we can start reaching consensus. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Time. Sebastian, you with us?
Yes, I am, but I don't have access to my address right now.
Okay.
Little unfortunate. I might no, that would take too much time. Yeah, yeah, I think I can. I mean, I can. Can I give my vote later on?
Yeah, what we can do is I'll just put you in there manually in the polls, and then if you're able to find your address by the end of the game, then I can input your address into mm, the on-chain ORDAO proposal so you can get respect. And if you're not able to get it now, then you can also just follow up. You can follow up with me later and I can help you make a proposal on the ORDAO app so we can still give you respect for whatever level you earn.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, so I just put up the poll. It says who should be ranked as level 6. So here, this is where we choose who you think did the most to help Optimism and Superchain based on their presentations. So please vote who you think did the most to help.
Who's trademark?
That's timed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
hmm
gotcha.
We have all right, so everybody voted, and Eric has 2 votes, Bryan has 1 vote, and I have 3 votes. So we need to reach 67% consensus in order for us to move to the next level and to eventually receive respect. So if anybody's interested in changing their vote or advocating for who they think should be level 6, then please feel free to do so now. I'll say that I appreciate the votes for myself very much. I did get rather lower respect in prior weeks. I think it's a big contribution, but I personally voted for Bryan because I think that what Bryan is building, I don't know all about it, but it seems like he's delivered some really fascinating applications. And those kinds of experiments are really important for optimism and the superchain because I mean, one, it looks like it's pretty polished and it could be pretty useful as is. And then two, you never know how those kinds of dynamics and those kind of both token dynamics and new approaches to token design can eventually benefit many communities in different ways. So I'm interested to see how that will evolve. And so I was pretty impressed by seeing those, Bryan. So
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dan.
you're very welcome. I see it looks like 2 votes switched to Bryan. So now I have 3 votes and Bryan has 3 votes. We still don't have consensus. If you wanted to switch to yourself, Bryan, then you can. Or if anyone wants to switch their votes, then they can too. If people insist on me being level 6, I'm okay with that too. But I would encourage people to switch to Bryan. Okay, cool. Bryan got level 6.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. And now we're going to rank level 5. So who do you think did the second most to help optimism based upon the presentations? And it looks like I have consensus here. So thanks all for the respect. Much appreciated. And now we'll move on to level 4 to see who helped the third most. Mm, I don't know. I have a couple questions, but I don't know. I guess I'll just go ahead and pick.
Well, I want to advocate for Eric because what he's doing is absolutely incredible and amazing because he's taking what we're building here and he's translating it and he's making it usable for people who are not in Web3 yet. And that is not easy to do. So I want to vote for Eric there or advocate for him.
All right. Thank you, Will. And that's very kind of you, and I completely agree. Eric's doing awesome things. I was by the way, I was thinking about I was debating whether I should vote for Eric or Will, because Will, you also shared a bunch of awesome contributions too. And I love how you're doing all this networking, connecting with people and also launching books and everything like that. So I voted for Eric because of your encouragement, endorsement there. But it was a tough decision for me because I think what both you guys are doing is awesome. So it looks like Eric has consensus though now. Eric has 67% of the vote. So we can move on to level 3. And it looks like we have consensus on level 3 for Will. If we get a chance, Will, by the way, maybe I'll just
Thank you,
listen.
everyone.
You're very welcome. Yeah, I'm curious to listen to the video recording again because there's some things you said I wanted to ask you about, but maybe I'll do it after we have the game if we have time.
Okay. I'm going to be away from my desk for a couple hours, but I'll respond in kind.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I can always ask you another time too. We're gonna now rank level 2. So who do you think did I guess this is the fifth most to help optimism based on the presentations, and we have Sebastian and Tymed on the poll. And we're waiting for the vote from Tymed, I believe. Okay. And it looks like we have Sebastian coming at level 2. That means that Time will be level 1 this week, and we'll all receive respect. So congratulations and thanks all for playing the respect game here at Optimism Fractal. It's been a great pleasure, and I hope you all enjoyed it a lot. Time putting up the heart. Thanks very much. Much respect to you. And I'm going to put up this poll now, or not poll rather, but with this message showing that we've reached consensus. I will ask first off, um, Sebastian, were you able to find your address
Not
yet?
yet,
Or okay.
but
Actually, I think I might have your address even from when you played some respect games before. So
yeah,
that's
that,
why
that's
you.
I did set up a new account by now.
Or do you want to use a different address? Because I know
Oh,
when you played Eden Fractal Respect games and Optimus Fractal Respect games like a month ago, you used an account. Is that account not the one you want to use anymore?
no,
Oh, okay, so you want to
the
use a new one.
new one, yes.
Okay. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is, how do we do this? I will, hmm. I mean, I could put it in your old account and then we could do some proposal to transfer that. Do you want to transfer all of your respect to some new account as opposed to your old account that you had a month ago?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sure.
I mean, it just it's not something I've done many times before. I know Tadas did it one time, and the ORDAO application is now capable of doing this. But I just laughed because you said sure, and I'm like, huh, how do I do that exactly? Um,
But that's it. Right.
okay. Well, and right now for some reason the ORDAO app isn't loading for me. Let me try refreshing it. Okay. Well, also what we can do too is actually no, I have a responsibility right now to try to figure out how to do this. So maybe I'll go ahead and share the screen because this can be an educational part of the show as well, so people can understand how it works. As I'm also figuring out the best way to handle this. So this is the Optimism Fractal ORDAO app, as I showed the optimistic.io/ORDAO. That's the main software that we use at the foundation of the Optimism Fractal events. So you can learn more at optimistics.io/ORDAO when it loads. And then of.fraps.xyz or optimism.fraps.xyz is where you can see this specific app. So this is the optimistic respect-based governance that we use. That's built by Tadas. We have lots of videos about it, and there's a video showing an overview of the ORDAO Fractal app, which is what we're using now, as well as more videos about it and so forth. This is something that's super helpful for decentralized communities making decisions together and executing on-chain actions. And so normally when you would click that link that has been generated into the Telegram group, then you'd be opening up a link to a pre-filled proposal. So I'm going to click that link right now and show. If anybody does need to go, by the way, then feel free. Thanks so much for being here. Or if anyone wants to stick around for longer, we can stick around and answer any questions or talk about it. And I'm also just going to try to um, generate this proper proposal because normally it's very simple to put together a proposal and then distribute respect. But when we have a unique edge case, we're dealing with new software, relatively new software here. And so I have to just be a little bit creative as I'm, also hosting the event and thinking about the best way to do this to figure out, okay, Sebastian doesn't have a he doesn't have his address right now and he got level 5. So I have to figure out exactly what the best way to do this is. So normally when I click on this, and for some reason the app is taking a lot longer to load than normal. I guess I also have to log in too. So I'll log in briefly here. If anybody has any questions while I'm logging in or anything, let them feel free.
Yeah, I have to hop down, but so are we submitting the results from the Telegram group, or we're going to come back to this?
I think what would be most helpful for anybody who does need to go is I'll just go ahead and share the link after I generate it.
Okay.
And I'll share that in the Optimism Fractal Discord if that's good with you. Or I know you don't use Discord so much, so I could also tag you in
No.
Telegram. So I can also tag you in the Optimism Fractal Telegram chat too.
Okay.
And then from there, because otherwise, if you submit this one, then it'll be confusing. So
Okay.
I'll tag you as well as anybody else who needs to go, so you can submit it. And also with the Order app, technically not everybody needs to submit. I have enough respect that I can approve a proposal on my own as long as people don't veto it. So you also don't need to worry about it necessarily. But I'll also tag everybody there too. So if everybody does need to go, then feel free. And thanks for being here with us. Will really appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. You guys have a great day, and we should see you next week in Fractal, Eden Fractal. Yeah, let's go.
Sounds great. Let's go. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Will you have a great day too. Thanks so much for all you're
Yep,
doing.
no problem.
All right. See you guys. Thanks everybody for signing up.
All right. Thanks, Eric. And see you. This is Sebastian and Brian. If you guys are interested in sticking around for this part, then I'm happy to show you. And I did make some progress here. But also, if you guys want to just go, then we can wrap it up now too. Do you guys have a preference?
I'm fine wrapping it. So just for my curiosity, basically the idea is you submit the results. Theoretically, if you didn't have enough reputation, you would need people to that like to validate your submission, and then it goes through. Is that the idea?
Um, I think so from what I heard. So yeah, basically, every respect game that we play, it's a proposal using ORDAO, and with ORDAO, you can propose any sort of on-chain actions. But one of the ones that we do most commonly is this respect game proposal. You can see different kinds of proposal here. For this is the respect breakout proposal. We could also do, just proposal to respect account or custom signal, or custom call if we wanted to do, or to actually change the way that the app works, the app state, or rather the I suppose specifications of the app. And the way it works basically, I suppose it seems like you're quite technical. And so maybe the best way for you to learn about it would be to go to where do I have this thing? Tadas has put together a really great explanation of the ORDAO application in this repository. It's
Nice.
at the core of ORDAO is the optimistic respect-based executive contract. He talks about why, like, the motivation is basically to overcome voter apathy and make it so democratic and decentralized communities like fractals can execute on-chain actions together and do it easily without compromising security. And there's some specifications here to show exactly how it works in a pretty simple 9-step process. But yeah, basically the way it works is that anybody can make a proposal, and then it needs to reach a certain threshold of votes. All votes are weighted with respect tokens. And it needs to meet a minimum threshold, and then this in a voting period. So at Optimism Fractal, we have a 1 week voting period in which a proposal needs to meet that minimum threshold of yes votes, and then afterwards is also a veto period in which people can only vote no. And then people can vote no, and it still needs to maintain that threshold. That threshold is, I believe, 67% of votes. And there's another week-long veto period. So basically, it's designed such that like basically and you could see here too that it has to cross this black line here on there. It has to be green, and it has to have the minimum votes, which I believe if you go to the about page here, it has to have a minimum of 256 respect votes in the first 7 days, and a 2/3 vote, which is where this black line is. And then by the end of the second period, the veto period, when people can only vote no, it still needs to be more green than red, but not just more green than more red, but the green needs to be past this bar, which means that there's 67% of yes votes, both after the voting yes period or the voting yes or no period, or the veto period as well. That might have been a bit of a convoluted way to explain it, but does that make sense? And that answer your question?
Totally. Quorums and the like. It's I get it. It's cool.
Okay.
Thank you though. I appreciate you taking the time to explain it. I'm gonna do some reading. It'll be fun.
All right. Well, you're very welcome. Thanks for doing reading, and thanks for also asking questions too. So, yeah, I'll go ahead, and I did actually find Sebastian's account that he used to use. So I think what we'll go ahead and do is, I believe this is Sebastian's old account, if I'm not mistaken. And ooh, I'm confused now because he got level 6, I got 5. Well, we're gonna have to find out who got level 1 or 2. So I suppose I'll still have to do more work here. Okay. I'm having some friendly help saying to check Signal right now, and I see that there's been some communication here. I don't think I have time to check Signal right now, because I do have Sebastian's account. That was Rosemary in the background helping me out here. But yeah, basically I had to figure out who was level 1. I think that was time, but because it got confused with this whole thing, it got a little bit confusing, so I'd have to go and see what Time's address. But yeah, Time's address didn't get filled, but Time, it shared his address here. Thanks for your patience. So this is the actual correct address ranking, because this is Sebastian's respect level, and this is Time's level. And so what I would do here is I would hit submit. I'll also share this link in the chat for anybody who wants to submit it on chain. We appreciate it, although it's not necessary. I'll share this in the chat where we just reach consensus, and then you can submit it. And then Sebastian, because you wanted to use a different account in the future, what we're going to have to do is at some point in the future, you give us your new account, maybe just share it in the Optimism Fractal chat in the
Yeah.
Discord. I know you joined there, and then ask either me or to Das probably because we're most familiar with the app to just let us know that you want to change your current address, which I believe is this ending in 7.4, to the new address, and then we can have it so that we'll use that respect account proposal to delete your respect or remove your respect that's on this account 7.4, and we'll add it to your new account once you give us the address. But for right now, we will give
All right.
you respect to that account. Make sense?
Yeah, does.
Okay. Thanks so much for your patience and understanding. And thanks so much. I hope you had a great time, Bryan. It was wonderful to meet you. And it was also great to see you as always, Sebastian, as well. If you guys want to wrap it up, we can. We usually end it by saying go Optimism Fractal. If you guys want to join me for that, sound good?
I'm good.
Sounds
Okay. Well, thanks all for joining. We hope to see you at the next Optimism Fractal event as we head to our 2-year anniversary. And we also hope to see you at the next week's Eden Fractal event as well. Thursday, 7 EDC, Loot Up, Mosh Optimistics. Thanks all for the great event. And 3, 2, 1, go Optimism Fractal. All right. See you all.